Hi, I'm Pauline.
Hey, I'm Priscillah.
I'm Kyle.
And I'm Tamion.
And this is the P3T podcast.
Woo!
I don't know if I'm getting it right.
Sauti yangu kwa internet nasikia tuna nduru.
Ati nini?
Sauti yangu kwa internet nasikia tuna nduru.
Sijali pia hapa itasikika lakini si vizuri.
Same, I think.
Actually, that is me what we usually say like over here in between. Yeah.
We just have random conversations.
Yeah. He's just like, I can't hear. And I was like, yeah, that's the point.
That's the point, sir. Thank you for confirming it works.
Welcome back to the P3T podcast. And today we have an interesting episode that most of us have encountered.
Wait.
We all have undergone this, which is overwhelmingly human, I guess. It's part of our experiences. It's our everyday thing. And basically we'll be talking about managing stress. And obviously all of us have been in moments where we've been stressed, worked up, extremely exhausted, both mentally, emotionally, even physically. So I would like to pose this question to all of you. What is that one stressful moment that you've experienced? Like the one moment where like it comes to mind, you're like, hey, that time I was stressed. Like nilikuwa nimekaliwa. Yes, Paul.
July was the most stressful time in the year academically. Because so from when did we start that semester? We finished in August. What's the month before August?
July.
We finished in August. So it started in May. Yeah. So that semester, let me tell you guys, it was the first semester that I was picking an extra unit more than usual. I won't say how many because some of you make fun of me. So I had picked an extra unit, and I want to do an extra unit for like the next year. So it was like the last semester of first year, and then the 3 semesters of second year. I want to do like one extra unit. Then after that, in third year, you chill too. You relax. I finish calmly. Yeah, so it was the first time, and then I was taking like all the difficult units of first year, and one difficult unit in second year, which was Spanish, a second year unit for second year, because I had finished everything. So it was so tough. Kwanza math ilikuwa tough. I mean, especially because math, I entered and I knew no one. Okay, I knew like 2 people, but they were friends and I was not really friends with them. So I had to like legitimately force my friendship with this girl and her friend. I was just like, I'm forcing my way here, please, because I know hapa sijui kitu. Mimi nichagua Bachelor of Arts for a reason, because I'm not being touched for this unit. So yeah, it was very stressful because like I had so many assignments. Okay, there are not so many. It was like one for each unit, but like 30 pages for each unit. You get? And then Spanish was stressful constantly because I always had to read for it, because we had like quizzes every week. Like every Friday we turn to hola clase, an email. Hola clase, attached below is your quiz phone, or your quiz has been uploaded on the portal or something, So I was just like, my gosh, sorry, you can't just breathe. So I was so stressed. But in July I dedicated July to now finishing all those assignments and then gearing up for my exams. And that helps me a lot because like I would just every day I would wake up at 6, go to the library, be there by like, or not wake up at 6, like 5, and then by like 7:30 I'm in school. I start working the whole day. I'm working until I have classes. I have class, I come home, I continue working, and then I sleep like at midnight. The day starts again like that every day, every single day in July. Like even we had a public holiday on one Monday. I went to a library, like an outside library outside of school, because I was like, I can't lose this momentum. I need to keep it. And then when I went to my sister's house, I just slept on her couch. I didn't even talk to anyone the whole day. So yeah, that was the most stressful time. But ironically, it was also my best semester. Yeah.
Pauline?
My most stressful time. I think my most stressful time was before university, when I was like making that decision of where I want to study, what I want to study. It was a lot of stress because why was it so stressful, by the way? I'm not sure. I just remember feeling I don't like this. Like, I remember feeling like there's a lot of pressure and I don't like this pressure. So, yeah, I can't tell you exactly why it was so stressful, but it was. I didn't like it.
Tamiran?
I like how short your answer was. Sorry.
I think for me, it was also before uni. It was in high school, the first term of Form 4. We had just been introduced to the computer project. I did computer in high school. So we had been introduced to the computer project. And there are so many things. I remember that period of time, there are so many things that were due. I feel like there were projects or, there was always something. And then there was also that project. I don't know what I'm doing in that project. It's just so stressful. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, I was mad, and that led to a lot of stress, and I just felt like everything was crumbling apart. So yeah, I think that's the one time I was proper stressed.
But you guys, mlipitia.
Really did.
Lakini heri yangu kufanya agriculture in the middle of COVID. Lena cha mtema kuni. Imagine you've left your plant growing in school. No matter how for COVID.
I think for me, the most stressful period. Okay, I think I've had many stressful periods. Either way, the most that comes to mind is when I was in Tanzania. That time was so bad. It was like, was it 2 months? 2 months. October, November, December.
It was like 3.
October, November, December, and January. I came back in mid-January. It was terrible. I was so stressed. My hormones in my body were just not balancing out. I came back, I was sick for a while, even while in Tanzania, because of the stress. Actually, it was not even change of environment, it was stress. I knew it was stress affecting me because there was a lot of things that happened there that honestly, I literally suppressed to this day. Like memories that I just can't. Pal knows and Karen.
I know daily accounts.
That time was hell. Yeah, but it's there was a lot that was going on personally, but I made it through. Yeah, I think that was like the worst time in my not the worst, but one of the worst times in my life. Either way, this year turned out very well, in my honest opinion. Because how it started, it was so bad. Like, I didn't have hope in the beginning of the year. But then now it's like from 0 to 180. Because I didn't know I'd be even in school. Either way. Yeah. Either way, so since we've talked about like the stressful moments that we faced, a lot of us tend to dwell or rather relate stress to the negative, like distress, fear, anxiety, all the negative emotions associated with stress. But like there's something that scientists or psychologists would call eustress, which is the positive kind of stress that, let's say, motivates you to do certain things, like tied to extrinsic or intrinsic motivation, so that you can be able to do certain things that can better you. So do you think that there was ever a time when you experienced eustress, and how was it beneficial to you? Pauline?
Every day. I'm kidding. But I'm generally someone who thrives in stress. Like exam season, prime time for me. Because, I don't know, deadlines, like things that would, I guess, people associate, let me say that statement again. Things that people associate with like the negative stress, I generally have always associated with positive stress. So I guess like I've never been afraid of exams the way people are afraid of exams, So eustress for me is way more apparent in my life than the other distress. Yeah. So like to the point where I can't think of another moment apart from that transition from high school to campus where I was like, proper stressed. You know, like that's the only thing that comes to mind. All the others, I would say, are basically just eustress.
Yes, Pop?
I lost all my sense of eustress. You know the eustress that comes with exams.
Yeah.
I lost all of it. All of it. These days, like now so eustress used to be so good for me because like nikisikia moyo unapepeta. Sasa najua unadunda. Nilijua sasa hapo tunafaa kusoma. And I would read because then the motivation was there. Because sasa in my head I'm just like, you get to fail, Polly. But now I think like I've become a bit nonchalant. Like I'm like, like you know they fail. Last time you like, especially like after last time was my hardest time. I was like, like it is kanguka, but the difference was that like 3 of the units I was doing all exactly identical. My Spanish like exams were based off of what he was saying in class, and I used to listen in class, and then also his quizzes. Before I did the quizzes, people would just like copy paste from their books because it was online. Yeah, I would actually go through my book and read, put it down, and then I do the quiz. So like I would understand versus everybody else who would just like take 5-10 minutes to do it. So maybe I'll take like a proper 20 because I've actually read and I'm actually trying to actively recall and remember. And then I would first get in like to read for me Spanish words with fake pronunciation so that I could study. Yeah. So that you could quiz me. It's true. Yeah, it really did help me. So I used to have eustress and then now I don't have. So now I'm learning. I've not fully learned because guy tumefanya mid-sem. Kuna moja nadhani nimeanguka mbaya. Anyway, so now I'm learning. I'm learning discipline. So number 1, I know like I'm a procrastinator. So how can I be disciplined even with the procrastination? You know. So I'm learning now to work around those life situations that nisijikute tu sina stress na sasa instead of kula nakula two fails, you know, nakula two L's, and I can't afford to fail in school. My parents are paying school fees, they'd kill me.
I have a question. Do you feel like your decreased eustress is, at least for the exams, do you think it's as a result of the frequency of how many exams and cuts you do?
Yeah, but also I think it's because of the abuse of my eustress. You get, I abused it so much to the point where that because I did well, now I'm just like complacent.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's like a point of kind of pride. Yeah, kind of like just chilling, but no, I can't chill. Yeah, because I like to make it to the end of the sem. With my school system, you can make it to the end of the sem knowing that you're getting like an A. Yeah, if you do well in your end sem, you know that you'll get an A. You can go knowing if you fail. I think I'm going to 0% in my exam. I'm not failing this unit. I'll get like a C, but a C is a pass. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice time, yeah.
I feel like for me, personally, I really enjoy my course. So
Wow.
any stress at the moment that is academic, for me is eustress. Because I feel like for the first time, I really like what I'm doing. So I'm motivated to even academically excel. My goal is to be in the dean's list, at least first year, to be honest. So that's one goal I'm pursuing, and it's giving me eustress. I guess. Yeah.
Okay, I think for me, basically, a time where I experienced eustress was probably, God, I think I have had so many KCSE time. Most especially mock, when we were sitting for mocks. Yeah, not even KCSE. It was mocks that stressed me crazy because I knew mocks were harder than KCSE for some reason, and they were. If now to compare.
Math paper too.
I feel like it was mostly just math.
I think mock was harder than KCSE.
Okay, honestly, I really can't remember KCSE.
Yeah. Either way,
You
so
don't remember math paper too?
I remember math being hard. I remember math and chemistry being the devil.
If you don't remember
Math paper 2, yeah. And chemistry.
I don't remember math paper too.
I remember leaving blanks on that paper. That's what I remember. Okay, so basically, I remember mocks was very hard, and there was a lot of pressure, especially like with passing mocks, because like some parents would gauge that, oh, whatever you get in mocks is probably what you'd get in KCSE. So I think that time was really stressful because there's a lot of things going on personally, and at the same time there's like a lot of pressure for me to like perform well in terms of like, yeah, I need to make my mom proud, and yeah, despite all odds and all that. So yeah, I guess that's the time I really experienced youth stress, which indeed it did help because I did put in my best, although I didn't like stress myself to the point where like I reached my elastic limit and cuttered, like, yeah, no, but I really did stretch myself to the point I'm like, okay, yeah, it was necessary though. Yeah. Sorry to take us back, but in relation to that very stressful experience you had, like in the first question, if you had to look back at how you handled that stress, maybe your coping mechanism was sleeping, or your coping mechanism was reading, or your coping mechanism was just to ignore the mess and let it sort itself out. Do you think you handled that stress well, that level of distress or eustress well? And even if you were to look back at it, or if you had the opportunity to go back in time, do you think that you could have handled it better? Yeah.
I can go off.
Yes, Paul?
You're asking if we've experienced moments of distress.
Yeah, and if like okay, basically like with the moments that you've talked about, or even others, do you think there are certain moments you'd go back in time to change how you handled that situation? Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I panic a lot. Yeah, I'm a panicker. Karen is nodding her head vigorously. So I'm a person who panics a lot, and therefore I'm not able to make good decisions if I'm in a panicked state. So like if like there's an emergency, or like there's an emergency inside my head because of anxiety. So there's an emergency in my head, or there's an emergency in general. If you give me the mandate to make the decision, I'm going to probably make a decision that's worst for everyone. Like maybe like if I'm doing something as a group, I'll kick someone off the team, or I'll do something mean, like very, very mean. And that's like usually out of character, I hope. It's not in typical character. You've not even nodded your head. You've just stared at me, Karen.
Oh, sorry. This is not a situation I've been with in you.
Oh, okay, yeah.
With you in.
Okay, yeah. So, what was I saying?
You panic.
Yeah. So I panic a lot. So I tend to make like bad decisions when I'm panicking, and that's probably when I'm stressed and I'm experiencing like a quick, very sudden distress. I don't know, power signal, something. Moment. Yeah. So yeah, some situations. Yeah, like some of my friends have been very, very gracious to me. Like I've told them like weird, mean things. I've like bumped them off stuff, I've to all my homies out there, kama nimekukosea na nisha apologize. Okay, I'm sorry again. Yeah, but I usually like immediately after like I realize, well, you've messed up, and then I go and I'm like, I'm sorry, come back. But you see now, like you've already done the deed, you've already like hurt somebody. So yeah, I would go back in time because those times I'm not a nice person. So that's why I'm a commander, because I panic. Commanders like they panic under stress. Yeah. So when I'm stressed like this, and I don't have time to write it down. Like it's just like everything is going on around me. I don't have time to like compartmentalize and put something into a plan. Verse nitaruka. But now I'm able to, these days at least more often, I've been able to immediately I realize like I'm stressed. I move away. I retreat so that I can cut off all the toxicity and negativity, and I can go and write it, like plan something out really quickly on my phone. Yeah, okay, maybe that's my phone of like journaling, quote unquote. But yeah, I'm able to detect that so that I don't repeat the mistakes that I've done time and time again.
Yeah.
It's just a quick retreat. So that's how I've handled it. And I wish in the past I would have been able to recognize, wait, you're stressed, Ebu. Just even if it's like 10 minutes, just go.
Yeah.
5-10 minutes, go take a walk, go like figure things out in your head or write it down on your phone and then figure it out. Yeah, that should have helped me more. We record episodes in bulk. So one of my personality types, I took it recently, the Myers-Briggs, the MBTI test. Myers-Briggs Type Indicator Test. Sorry. I took it and then it told me that I'm a commander. So watch out for whatever episode. It's probably like 3 episodes from now. No, it's how many episodes have we recorded today? 3. Tonight, 3. It's like 5 episodes from now. So I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Yes, Pauline.
See, now, this is the point. It's so funny because before, again, in the same episode when we were talking about personality things, I said that I don't necessarily look to people to inform myself of things about my personality. But this is a case where I feel like I need to, because I think, in my head, I don't think stress affects me. But so I need people around me who have been around me when I'm stressed to know if it does. Because I don't think I've ever made a decision in high pressure. You know, like I don't think I've ever reached that point. Like even when I was talking about my biggest moment of being distressed, that transition period, like I was stressed and I was very uncomfortable, but that was the end of it. Like it didn't manifest in my decision making process. Like to some extent I felt like I was a bit nonchalant about it. Like I was like, I'm stressed, but ni hali ya life, you know? Like there's nothing I can do about it other than go through this period and make it out. So I feel like that's how I sort of deal with stress, and that's my coping mechanism maybe. I don't hate it because I don't feel like it's hurt me yet. Ask me again in 20 years, maybe I'll have a different answer. But as of right now, I think I'm cool. I'm fine.
I feel like just like Pauline, okay, you're stressed, but then you still have to go through this obstacle.
Hali ya life too.
So I feel like sometimes that stress leads me to emotion. Okay. It leads me to like crying. I cry. Then I'm back to it. I'm like, okay, fine, let's do this.
Yeah.
So I jump back into the cycle, what I need to do. Then afterwards, I distress. I'm like, let me shed off that stress. So a lot of times, actually, swimming is a very beautiful distressor for me. Yeah, does it.
Do you think if there's... I would have handled an experience that caused me distress or eustress any different? Yes, KCP. Truthfully speaking, when I sat for my exam, I was very stressed. I think it became a point of eustress turned to distress, where it was now toxic in the manner that I was not even aiming to do my best. I was aiming to please and achieve what my teachers wanted me to achieve. Which not everyone is ready to talk about this, but I feel like sometimes our learning system can be toxic because now, back in...
No, we've been talking about it.
CBC.
Yeah.
We've been talking about it.
CBC exists for a reason.
Yeah. But like 844 rather in KCP for me, no, I'm not saying that I wasn't grateful for my teachers, but I feel like they put so much emphasis in getting that 400 and above than getting that grade that is achievable for you and you would have done your best for it. Maybe they do have that dream of you can achieve it. I'm not saying that you aren't able or that they thought I was incapable or anyone was incapable of achieving it. It's rather that even if you were to fail to get that grade, it's like they'd cease to be not proud of you because you failed.
Your worth was tied to that grade.
Yeah, your worth was tied to that grade. So I think that really stuck out for me. And really, KCP was a very stressful time. And I did well. I really did well. but it wasn't it wasn't as astounding for a room 1 student, because in our school we used to be categorized in rooms.
It was so messed up. Sorry.
Of schools.
Yeah, we'd be categorized room 1 to room 6 at the time. Room 1 being the best room, the choppy room. Room 6, I will not say.
Can I say on record, I find it so sad that all these schools, like the schools that Pauline and Priscilla, you guys went to, they ranked you so like militarily, like it was so serious. Because in my school, did we do that well, Karen? I mean, we didn't fail.
We didn't fail.
But like also my school is not known for
Passing. We're known for
pass.
swimming.
At it for?
We're known for swimming.
Yeah, but then we were not for swimming. We were not for
Your coach.
Eh.
Hey, bro, she was feared during those galas.
She was feared even in school. But she taught me, imagine she taught me how to swim backstroke. I was so grateful for her. Anyway, yeah, so my school, like, you would, obviously, people's marks and everything because they push on your notice board, but in classes, though, not like outside in the open.
Really?
Yeah, like just, inside your class. So now,
Astros everywhere.
no, Astros just inside your class. So if you really wanted to know what somebody scored, you had to go inside their class and look at their mark sheets. But at this point, you're already concerned about your own. Now, so, like, it was not that bad. It was not militant. So if you are working hard, you're working hard. If you are not, you are not. That's why I managed to survive now in our high school. Because it was, yes, we were spoon-fed like every primary school ever.
Every private primary school.
Yeah. However, we also were like, okay, the grades are yours at the end of it. It was like, your grades are yours, we won't mix you. Okay, maybe it's also because we didn't have resources to hire like 55 million teachers. We don't have like 56 million classrooms. Yeah, but also it was such a good school in terms of that aspect of like no rank. No, we ranked, but no selective ranking. That was good. But I see the benefits. Like if you have learning support children, like now you really help them. But I think learning support kids should be given a separate program in addition to class, so that.
But that was the whole point.
No, but learn with your classmates, so that because at the end of the day, mnafanya KCP moja, they're not going to England to study in Cambridge, sindio? So get the stronger students to help the weaker students, and then also it's not it's not only the weaker students benefiting. You as a strong student could learn something from this weak student. If you, for example, uelewi what
Where are you getting this energy from?
Ati, I don't know, I'm just awake. If you in primary
I'm dead.
don't understand, like I don't know, what did you learn in primary? The soil. Yeah, like
Compost, filtration,
let me say reproduction. If you didn't understand
fertilizers.
if you didn't understand reproduction and the weaker student, hiyo ni topic moja ndio anajua. Imagine amekujenga. It was just a matter of discrediting people's abilities, which was not fair. And so that's why I believe there is a place for like learning support kids to really be supported, and that should be like a side program outside of class. Because in kindergarten, I didn't know how to read. Like I was a slow reader. I was behind like everyone in my class, I remember. So I would read with the class, but then I would be given extra work, special homework. And that's how I managed to catch up to everybody else by the time we were leaving kindergarten. Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Now she's a reader.
Yeah, barely. Whoa. But I wish I was a
see.
reader.
So thank you guys for tuning in to this episode.
Ilikuwa ya mwisho.
We really do appreciate you taking your time to listen to us and our opinions and to our conversations. I hope you really enjoyed it. And hopefully you've learned something new and you have taken like a small takeaway, or even rather a key takeaway that could help you and make you feel comfortable and not alone in life, because life is always guaranteed of stress. Yeah.
Oh, and a little bit of stress is actually good for you, according to research.
Yeah. Either way, we really do appreciate. You can find us on our socials, preferably Instagram at P3T Podcast. Also, you can email us at p3tpodcastke@gmail.com. Yeah, I guess that's much of it. And also, you can find us on Spotify and any other podcast platform other than Apple Podcasts, sadly. But we will be there very soon.
That's not a promise.
In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Either way, we really do appreciate you guys and do have a blast. Bye.